Hello students, welcome to CS Academy. In this session, we will discuss about the area moment of inertia and mass moment of inertia. And in the last session, I discussed with you about physical meaning of moment of inertia. Please go through it before watching this video. Otherwise, you will not understand this session. Okay. Let's start the session. And here, moment of inertia means the resistance against the moment. Okay, here inertia is nothing but of resistance and the moment. Here the resistance against the moment, that is a bending, torsion or rotation, whatever it may be, that is called moment of inertia. And here the moment of inertia is again classified into two categories, and the first one is area moment of inertia, and the second one is mass moment of inertia, Here why we are classifying this moment of inertia into two categories means, let's see here, we know the moment of inertia means the resistance against the moment. Okay, the resistance against the moment. To maintain that resistance, how the area is distributed. Okay, to maintain that resistance, how the area is distributed is called area moment of inertia. And if you see the mass moment of inertia, to resistance against the moment, how the mass of the system is distributed. Okay, here to resist the moment, how area is distributed is called area moment of inertia, and to resist the moment, how mass of the system is distributed is called mass moment of inertia. Okay, here the area is like a 2D object, like a planar system, so this area moment of inertia is used for the 2D objects, and this mass moment of inertia is used for the 3-dimensional objects. Okay, and here in this session we will discuss about the area and mass moment of inertia. Let's start with the first one, the area moment of inertia. Here if you see for the discrete system, the moment of inertia distribution, let us consider the vertical and horizontal axis like this, and let us consider this is the mass, a discrete mass, and here one more mass here and some other mass like this, and this, let us consider there are three masses here, and this is the horizontal and vertical axis. Let us consider the distance from this reference axis, the mass is distributed like y1, and this is y2, this is y3, and similarly this is x1, x2 and x3. As we know, the area moment of inertia I equal to area into radius of gyration square. Okay, this radius of gyration is nothing but of the distance from where the mass is distributed from the reference axis. Here the radius of gyration means k is nothing but of y1, y2, y3 like this. Okay, this is the area moment of inertia. And here if we see for the discrete system, as we know discrete system is nothing but of those which are able to count. Okay, it's not a continuous thing, these not uncountable things. Okay, to know the discrete and the continuous systems, please watch my last video, like continuity equation video. You can get a clear idea about this one. And here there is a three masses are there. Okay, the total moment of inertia for three masses like this, a1 into y1 square about this x axis plus a2 into y2 square plus a3 into y3 square. Okay, if you see about this y axis, Iyy equal a1 into x1 square plus a2 into x2 square plus a3 into x3 square. Okay, like this we will calculate this moment of inertia for the discrete system. If you see for the continuous system, that is the particles are arranged uncountable manner. That means we can't guess where the particles is arranged like this. Okay, for this system we can't guess like this. So that to calculate the moment of inertia, we will just consider one small area, that is dA, and let us consider this area is distributed from this reference axis like y1, and from this y axis, that is x1. And here the moment of inertia for this continuous system, that is I equal to, as we know, for the small object like this dA into, that is a y1 square. And for the, if you want this total system, the moment of inertia I equal integral of dA into y1 square. Okay, similarly we can calculate with the x-axis. Okay, this is a total about this area moment of inertia. As similarly the mass moment of inertia as a similar to that of area moment of inertia, then nothing is there, and here we will consider this mass into radius of gyration square. Everything is same as like area moment of inertia. Okay, the thing is here, if you see the bending moment equation, that is m by I equal sigma by y equal E by R, here the moment of inertia and bending stresses are inversely proportional. That is, as it is inversely proportional. If the moment of inertia of the body is high, the stresses developed in the body is very low. Yes or no? That means each and every system or a body should maintain very high amount of moment of inertia. For that we are doing the work here. Okay. So listen carefully here. As we know, the moment of inertia I equal to mass into k square or area into k square, whatever it may be. Here the mass of the body we can't change because it is constant. And here to increase the moment of inertia of a body, to maintain very low stresses here, we should maintain very large amount of radius of gyration. That means it should distribute from the reference axis, the distance should be very high. Then only the moment of inertia will be high. Yes or no? Or if I consider a body, and from the body the distribution of mass should be very high. That is, let's consider this is the radius of gyration from this point, the reference point, to the outside, like this k. If the k value is very high, then the moment of inertia will be very high. That means the distribution of this mass from this center or the reference axis should be very high. Then only the moment of inertia will be high for the bodies. Yes or no? We will do work on it. Let us consider some examples like rectangular objects, like a rectangle, and some circular objects, and some triangle objects, and some square object like this. Okay, and here we will see why the moment of inertia for the hollow cross sections is very high. Moment of inertia for the hollow cross sections is very high when compared with the moment of inertia of the solid cross sections. Okay, here we will see here. Let us consider this is the rectangular object. Okay, the width of this rectangular object is, let us consider 5 meters, and the height is, let us consider 10 meters. Okay, 5 meters and 10 meters. And here if we calculate the moment of inertia for this rectangular cross section, that is I equal to BD cubed by 12. Yes or no? If we calculate this value, we will get 5 into 10 cubed by 12. Okay, that means 5000 by 12. Yes or no? Now what I am doing here means I am increasing the distance from this center to the outside. How means? Let us consider here I just cut these ends like this. I am just removing these parts, and I am adding this part to the outside like this. If I add, let us consider this is the 2 meters width and 5 meters height. Let us consider here, and whenever I am adding this one here, the height of this body is increasing 2 meters at the top side and 2 meters at bottom side. The total height will be 14 meters. Yes or no? Now here this is the total your solid object. This is the total your solid object, and these two parts are removed by cutting. Yes or no? Now if you calculate this moment of inertia I equal BD cubed by 12 minus small bd cubed by 12 multiplied with 2, because these two portions are removed. Yes or no? Now here B is nothing but a width 5 into D is nothing but a total 14 meters, 10 plus 2 plus 2. Yes or no? That means 14 cube by 12 minus BD cube. Now what is this BD cube? 2 into 5 cubed by 12 into 2. Yes or no? If we calculate this value, what you will get here? See here, this is the 14 cubed multiplied with 5, that is 13,720 by 12 minus this value is 500 by 12 something. If we remove this one, 13,220 by 12. Yes or no? Whenever if we compare this one, it is very high value when compared with the moment of inertia of this rectangular cross section. Okay, that means you are not doing anything. You are just removing this mass and you are adding at the outside. That means you are increasing this radius of gyration from the center to the outside. Yes or no? As we are increasing this radius of gyration from center to outside, the moment of inertia is going to increase. Yes or no? Like if we compare with the circular objects also similarly, like this, let us consider this is a circular object, and just let us consider this is the 10 meters diameter, and you are just removing this mass at a center, and you are adding this mass to the outside like this. Okay, similarly if you calculate like this, pi by 64 capital D power more minus small d power 4, again you will get a very high value for the circular this hollow cross section when compared with the circular object. Okay, like this hollow cross sections will have very high amount of moment of inertia when compared with the solid objects. Okay, that's why we are making this railway tracks like I section. Why can't we make this rectangular cross section? Means that is the reason which is having highest moment of inertia for the I cross section when compared with the solid rectangular cross section. Here in this rectangular cross section, we are not adding any mass from the outside. We are just removing this mass and we are just adding to the outside. Why? Because to increase the moment of inertia of the body. Okay. This is a total about the moment of inertia, that is area moment of inertia and mass moment of inertia. And I think you got this point here. And if any doubt is there, please comment in the comment box. Please like the videos, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching my video.